A doctor by training, Dr. Chinmay Pandya gave up his medical profession to follow the motivational path. He is the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Sanskriti Vishwavidyalaya and a key mentor of AWGP, who believes that the aim of science and spiritualism is to search the truths hidden inside the womb of nature. We were honored to meet him on his recent visit to Dubai, where he spoke to us about his life and his hope for future. Dr. Chinmay, thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure and honor to have you on our show.
Absolute delight for us to be here too.
So let's start by understanding, what does spirituality mean for you?
I think it means different for different people, but for me, the real purpose of this spirituality is to help one to become a decent human being. There comes a very beautiful story in one of the Upanishads of India called Kathopanishad. The story is of a young boy called Nachiketa. His father was doing a yajna, and one of the pledge that he had taken, that once the yajna is finished, then he would donate 1,000 cows. When it came down to the donating, then he started to select those cows which could not bear the child, they were of no use. So Nachiketa went to his father and he said that I heard that the concept of the dan, donation, is you give something that is right to the person who is right for an objective that is right. But here nothing is happening like that. You should donate something that is right. Father declined to answer. He asked again, declined to answer, refused. Third time he asked, he got irritated. He said, you want me to donate something that's most valuable to me? He said, yes. He said, you are most precious to me. I am donating you. He said, to whom? To death. Aap mrityu ke dwar jao. So Nachiketa walked. He said, now I have been donated. He went to the house of मृत्यु, यम के द्वार पर पहुंचे. यम नहीं थे वहाँ. 3 दिन तक उन्हें प्रतीक्षा करी. He waited there for 3 days. यम came and यम said कि पूरी कहानी उनको पता चली. तो he said that दान, donation does not depend upon the person who is giving. It depends upon the person who is taking. I never wanted your life, I cannot take it. But as you waited here patiently for 3 days, I will give you 3 blessings. Boom. Ask it. तो पहला नचिकेता ने मांगा कि मेरे फादर को पाप न लगे. Spite of the fact that he did wrong, I am asking for something good for him. Then he asked for the science of yajna. Then third thing he asked that what is spirituality? And Yam said, Shurasya dhara nishita duratya durgam pathastat kavyo vadante. That you are only 8 years old. Ask something else. This path is so difficult that even the big rishis, they are afraid of walking on it. It's like walking on the edge of the knife. क्योंकि जो decent human being बनना है, वो शायद व्यक्ति के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा difficult है. और व्यक्ति के हृदय में अच्छी भावनाएं हो, 1 घंटे के लिए नहीं हो, जीवन पर्यंत हो. हर समय आदमी अच्छा करने की सोचे, अच्छा करने के लिए जिए. And whatever the arduity, the challenges, the strife, the problems that would come, by walking on that path, they should accept it. One day would be good and 3 other days may be bad, but then who cares? It should be the right path.
That is what spirituality means. And as simple as it may sound, it's the toughest thing to follow.
Most people think, and it has become a fashion symbol to be spiritual. It's not like that. It's actually becoming a good human being. And everyone knows what is right and wrong. It's just people take the wrong path because it's the easier one to take.
Exactly.
हर एक के हृदय में conscience तो है. We don't need a court to tell us that what is the right path and what is the wrong path.
बिल्कुल. Right. Dr. Chinmay, you are into Vedic philosophy, into yogic science, into religious pedagogy. Tell me, how do these impact lives today in this modern age?
They are of universal value. They are not written for a particular time and for a particular person or for a particular community or for a particular religion or for a particular community. They are written for the humanity. That's why they still make sense to us, because the human inner psyche has not changed much. आप गीता का एक उदाहरण लीजिए. 2nd chapter का 63rd verse आता है. ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु पजायते. संगात संजायते काम काम क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह सम्मोहात् स्मृति विभ्रम स्मृति भंशाश बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. In 2 verses, it's like the summary of the whole psychology. What he is saying, Lord is saying, he said that if you are thinking about an object again and again, and that object could be a person, that could be a position, that could be money, that could be anything of this world. If I am thinking constantly about it, I develop a desire to have it. Moment I have a desire, I want it. Moment I want it, there is a problem, there may be a fear of rejection. Because I may want something, but that thing may not want me.
True.
And in my mind, whatever I have created about that thing, it may not be entirely true. तो जहाँ पर चाहत है, वहाँ पर ठुकराने की समस्या है. और जहाँ पर ये भाव है कि मेरे को नहीं मिलेगा, वहाँ पर अशांति है. तो कहते हैं कि इसकी शुरुआत तो वहीं हो गई जहाँ पर हमने चाहने की शुरुआत करी. And no matter how much you try to change from outside, if the inside is not changed, then only scenery would change. But inside I would remain the same person. So the whole idea of the spirituality is कि आप यहाँ तो शांत हो पहले, तब आप बाहर की शांति की बात कर सकते हो.
The whole problem is that हम चाहना बंद ही नहीं करते.
यदि आदमी क्या है वही पिक्चर रोज रोज देखे, उसी सिनेमा हॉल में बैठ के देखे और हर बार ये सोचे कि एंड डिफरेंट हो जाएगा तो कैसे होएगा. मूवी तो बदलनी पड़ेगी. आदमी को जीने का तरीका बदलना पड़ेगा, सोचने का तरीका बदलना पड़ेगा. That doesn't change, then outcome remains the same.
Dr. Chinmay, you were doing very well professionally in the UK. What drew you to India? Was it some kind of an inner calling?
Life of Gurudev, he lived a life of absolute pinnacle of the human possibility. For 42 years of his life, he was in solitude. Remaining 38 years, he wrote 3,400 books, translated entire Indian scriptures, made it available for free. He said wisdom cannot be priced, and established the entire fraternity that we now call as the Gayatri Pariwar. And it's huge, 150 million members are there, thousands of centers are there, but all driven because of the divine life that he lived. So no matter what we do, there is such a strong calling for the way he lived his life. And if you are standing for a right cause and you have got a belief that it's a sacred objective, then life becomes fulfilling. So I think the call is coming because we have seen him, and we know that what he was standing for was the right thing to do.
Well, Dubai is very, very happy to see you, and आपके यहाँ बहुत सारे followers हैं, तो उनके लिए एक message.
दुबई से ज़्यादा अच्छा स्थान हम लोगों को लगा नहीं, जितनी डाइवर्सिटी है, जितनी यूनिटी है. आज सुबह ही मैं एक जगह पर था तो मैं यही बोल रहा था कि गुरुदेव ने 4 सूत्र दिए थे, एकता, समता, शुचिता, ममता, कि लोग जो है जहाँ कहीं पर भी हों, यूनाइटेड हों, इक्वलिटी हो, उनमें अच्छा करने का भाव हो, सीक्रेटनेस हो, और कंपैशन हो, ममता हो, ह्यूमैनिटी हो. And if these values are there, then wherever they are, they would create a new world order. And that's what we feel here in Dubai. I think it's a wonderful place to be. And everyone I have spoken to since I arrived, I felt that people are so much committed to doing something good. And that kind of passion is what makes Dubai very unique.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for talking to us, Dr. Chinmay.
Thank you. Thank you, Priya.
हमारे YouTube चैनल शांतिकुंज वीडियो गायत्री परिवार को सब्सक्राइब करें एवं बेल आइकन जरूर दबाएं ताकि गायत्री परिवार की विभिन्न गतिविधियों की जानकारी आपको मिलती रहे.